Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, the one and only Hosting Cruz, bringing you another exciting edition of boxing. Don't forget to hit and to like, subscribe to my channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Stay tuned. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Hosting Cruz, and Canelo Alvarez, ladies and gentlemen, the undisputed champion at 168 pounds, the new undisputed champion at 168 pounds. Recently dethroning IBF champion William Scull by unanimous decision. Canelo Alvarez, one of the greatest fighters to ever put on a pair of gloves, one of the pound-for-pound best in the sport today, the cash cow in the sport of boxing, defeats William Scull by unanimous decision in one of the worst fights you'll see in boxing. 12 rounds, ladies and gentlemen. The least amount of punches thrown in a 12-round fight, based on what I read. I bumped into an article saying it was the least amount of punches thrown in a fight. 12 rounds in a championship fight. Main event, big fight. And William Scull, who came in as the IBF champion, coming in, I saw an intriguing fight because in highlights, I saw William Scull box, move, but stay more at close range. Not did what he did against Canelo, which is barely engaged. He just tap with his jab, threw a few shots in there, uppercut, and straight left hands, and out. Majority of the time, he was just tapping Canelo and out, moving away, trying to get out of harm's way for most of the fight, which is what made things really boring and ridiculous. Like I said, it's one of the worst fights you'll see. One of the worst championship fights in history. And Canelo did his thing. You know, you can't blame Canelo. Canelo came to fight. Canelo at times in the fight was looking at Scull like, man, what are you doing? We're getting paid millions to entertain fans. And you're on your tricycle, going around in circles while I'm trying to catch you. And I understand in boxing, this is me, I understand in boxing, the name of the game is hit and not get hit, right? That's smart in boxing. You know, you want to hit and receive less punches, which means not get hit. The Cuban fighters have a system. You know, they have a style, they have a system, which is the Cuban style. Hit, not get hit, score as much points as possible, and get out of there. That's why they've been so successful in the amateur circuit and have won so many Olympic gold medals for Cuba. So their minds are programmed for that system. Now, when they go into pro, some Cuban fighters aren't able to transition their style into the pro. You know, plant your feet, drill your shots. No more of that tappy, in and out, score as much points as possible, get the win. No. Going pro is different. It's more than just about scoring points. In pro, you drill your shots, you plant your feet, like I just said, and you get knockouts. You can, you look for KOs and all that. So it's different. So Scull brought that style to Canelo. He brought that style, but I've seen styles like that. Aries Langley Lara is like that, but Lara makes it a bit entertaining. You know, now lately he's been standing more in the pocket. When Rigondeaux fought Nonito Donaire back in 2013, he showed us, he did his thing, you know, the Cuban style, hit and not get hit. but it was entertaining. He boxed Nonito Donier's ears off for 12 rounds, but he did not run like William Skull. William Skull seems to me like he was competing with with Devin Haney from the previous night. Him and is like Skull asked himself, I wonder if I can outdo Devin Haney. Let me try and see. Man, boy, did he ever. I asked myself, I don't know who ran more, Haney or Skull. And I want to believe a Skull ran more. He got paid, based on what I read, $3 million. And all he did was tap, tap, out, out, move, tap, jab, little tappy jabs, out, move, little tappy jabs, out, move. While Canelo is not only trying to give the fans a fight, but he's fighting for his money. He's in there pressing the fight, charging at Skull, trying to do something. And when Canelo lands, it's to the body. Here comes Canelo stalking Skull, drills a right hand to the body, drills a left hook to the body, because that's all Skull is giving him, the body. He's not there to be hit. And Canelo is all about the action. You cannot blame Canelo for this fight because of how the fight went, because Canelo came to fight. Canelo was there swinging away at Skull's body, and Skull was just not there to be hit majority of the time, so it made the fight a stinker. You know? And I thought Skull would have presented would have I thought the fight with Canelo would have been a good fight, because Skull, in highlights I've seen him fight, I've seen him do what he does, in and outs, but at the same time stand in the pocket and show some skills. He did not even show that. All he did was move, tap, move, jab, tap, tappy jab, move for 12 rounds. While Canelo charges at him, swings to the body with a right hand or a left hook, and that's it. Not much head punches for Canelo. I was scoring the fight. I had it close, but at the same time, I was taking off. I was taking off points. I was giving rounds to Canelo just because he was the aggressor and he was throwing punches. Yeah, there were rounds that I was not giving to Skull just because of the constant moving and not engaging. This is professional fighting. You're a prize fighter. You're getting paid millions of dollars to entertain fans that want to see you hit and get hit back. You know, this is the entertainment. This is an entertainment. This is pro. Millions of dollars are on the line for you in your check. You're getting paid millions of dollars to give the fans something to watch. You know, fans are coming to see you fight. They didn't come to see you run. And the image I have right here is basically the fight itself. This is basically what happened throughout the whole fight. Skull moving out of the way while Canelo swings away. Sometimes Canelo would land. But that's it for 12 rounds. And like I said, is a fight with the least amount of punches thrown ever in the history of boxing in a 12-round fight. That says a lot. So I'm glad Skull lost, man. He did not. He thought those itty bitty punches and moving around, itty bitty punches, not getting hit, was gonna give him the fight. No, Canelo being the aggressor, landing the more telling shots, regardless if it was just to the body, won him the fight. And I agree with the decision. The winner was the one that came to win, that came to fight. Skull just wanted to take the easy way out, get a quick $2 million and hightail it out of there. But in professional boxing, you don't do that. You don't get paid millions of dollars to move around the ring and not get hit. You are in the hurt business. You're a prize fighter. You're there to fight for fans, give the fans what they want to see. Canelo was there to do that, but Skull, you wasn't. And that was one of the worst fights, like I said, that I've ever seen in all my years of watching boxing. So yeah, just wanted to come out here and talk together about this, man. Canelo Alvarez defeats William Scull by a sleeper unanimous decision. Now, September 12th, I believe, or 14th, it's official. Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford for 168-pound undisputed supremacy. Now, I talked about this fight months ago, man, like maybe a few months back, that it is pound for pound versus pound for pound. You got two of the very best pound for pound fighters in the world at 168 now. Well, Crawford is not at 168, but when he fights Canelo, he is 168. So you got on paper two of the very best pound for pound fighters in the world. Undisputed success multiple times. Now this should be a great action fight, if I'm not mistaken. You know, Canelo's gonna come and bring it. Crawford ain't gonna be running like Scull or Devin Haney. He's gonna be right in front of Canelo, circling Canelo, if anything, the most, and using his craft, his craftiness, his skills, popping that jab. He's gonna be really trying to be in there boxing with Canelo, and he will box, and he can box with Canelo. It's gonna be a great fight, and I can't wait for it. It's one of the biggest fights in boxing, and this year I think it's the biggest fight in boxing. And unless Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani fight each other this year, which is not going to happen, likely next year. But yeah, that's on paper, it's a great fight. But just like how the Fatal Fury card was, the two of those, especially the one in Times Square, where three of the main fights were like fights that could have steal the show on any given night, turned out to be sleepers. So that's why everyone is asking the question, will Canelo and Crawford live up to expectations? We'll see. But yeah, just want to come out here and talk to you about that, man. Canelo Alvarez defeats Scull, and now he's lined up next to fight Terrence. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, the one and only Hosting Cruz, bringing you another exciting edition of boxing. Don't forget to hit and like, subscribe to my channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Stay tuned.